In today's discussion, we are discussing about advantages of parallel combination of resistors. So what I told you, in the domestic electrical circuit, means the bulb, fan, AC and all these devices are connected in parallel, not in series. There are some reasons for that, and that reasons we can see from this discussion of advantages of parallel combination of resistors. Okay, and before coming to the advantages of parallel combination of resistors, we need some basic points. That first one, the current in an electric circuit is obtained by I is equal to V by R. By using this equation, if the resistance is very small, current will be very high. Okay, so the main point I told here, each device in our electrical circuit will have some internal resistance. There will be some resistance for this filament of the bulb, there will be some resistance inside the computer, there will be some resistance for the iron box or the fan. Or we can say, we cannot connect a device with zero internal resistance to a circuit. What is the problem in that? If you connect a device with zero internal resistance in a circuit, what will happen? From this equation you can answer. If you connect a device, suppose there is no internal resistance for that device, then if that is connected in the circuit, what will happen?
It will blast.
Why? Why can't we connect a device with zero resistance in a circuit? According to this equation.
If it is zero resistance, the current will be infinite.
Yeah, if the resistance R is zero, then current will be infinity. If current is infinity, means the heat energy produced in a circuit is given by I square RT. Suppose we are connecting two wires directly. Suppose I am connecting these two wires, live wire and neutral wire. Say this red wire is live wire and this black is neutral. If these two are brought in direct contact like this, without any device, say a very small resistance. When it is coming in direct contact, we cannot say zero resistance, there will be very minute resistance, say some 0.001 ohm. If it is brought contact like this, without any device in between, without any high resistance in between, if it is direct contact, then if the resistance is very small, like this one 0.001 ohm, then what will be the current according to the equation I equal to V by R? V is 220 volt in our buildings and all, the supply voltage is 220, and two wires coming to direct contact with a very small resistance 0.001 ohm, then when we divide this equation, what we will get? There are three positions here, so I should add 3 zeros at the numerator. So 220 after that 3 zeros means 2,20,000 ampere current. Got it?
Yes.
If it is 2,20,000 ampere current, then how much heat energy will be there? I square RT. 2,20,000 square. It will be very huge amount, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So the entire building will start burning. That is called overloading. That is called short circuit. You might have seen in the newspaper and all, sometimes the Hyper Panda burned because of short circuit. It happened, frequently it is happening, because if there is any short circuit in the building, if live wire and neutral wire come into direct contact, there will be very high current because of very low resistance. I equal to V by R. Lower resistance means very high current. In our building, there are some precautions for that. Circuit breaker will be there, electrical fuse will be there. If there is any excess high current flowing in the circuit, immediately it will switch off or the fuse will burn. Because of some other reason, if the circuit breaker is not functioning properly, then the entire building will start burning. That is called overloading or short circuit. Got it? When you are dealing with electricity, these points are very important. That is why I am stressing on this. What is the main point you obtain from this discussion? You cannot connect a device with zero resistance in a circuit. That is the point. If you connect a device with zero resistance in a circuit, that means overloading, means the current will go to very high if resistance is very small, or if it is zero, means current will be infinity.
Yes, sir.
So very huge amount of heat energy will be developed, because heat energy produced in a circuit H is equal to I square RT. Square of current will come, square of current. What's the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then next, power in a circuit is given by power, mechanical power we studied in 9th standard, power P is equal to W by T, work by time. Power is the rate of doing work. In electricity, power can be calculated by using three different equations are there. One equation is P equal to V into I, Means if you multiply potential difference and current, voltage and current in a circuit, that will be power. The second equation is P equal to V square by R. Means if you divide power square of potential by resistance, P equal to V square by R. That is also power. One more equation is there, that is I square R. Power is equal to I square R. So we have three equations for power in an electric circuit. Which are the three equations? P equal to
V into I.
V into I,
into I.
P is equal to V square by R, and one more is that P is equal to I square R. Okay? Now, listen here. Suppose you take this equation, P is equal to V square by R. And I told you whenever we buy a device, any electrical device, at the backside of the device there will be some description. Some description about the device will be written. Here it is written on this bulb, it is written 220 volt and 5 watts. It is an LED bulb. 220 volt and 5 watts. 220 volt to 5 watts is written. 220 volt means this bulb is designed for, that bulb is designed for operating in 220 volt line. You can operate that bulb only in 220 volt line. In Saudi Arabia, we have two separate lines are there. 220 volt is there, 110 is there. In new buildings and all, it is only 220 volt line. In old buildings, you can see 110 volt also, 110 volt line also. Suppose by mistake you are buying from the shop a 110 volt bulb. A bulb, it is written at the backside 110 volt. Okay. If you operate that in 220 volt line, what will happen? Fuse. It will fuse. It will burn. Because it is designed only for 110 volt. It is not for 220 volt. Because of high potential difference, given more current will flow, it will burn. You remember Ohm's law? V directly proportional to I. So if you are giving more voltage, more current will flow. It cannot withstand that much current, so it will burn. It will fuse. So when you are buying device, you have to buy according to the potential difference in your building. According to the voltage in your building. If it is 220 volt line, you have to buy only 220 volt devices. 110 volt line in your building, you have to buy 110 volt device. Got
But
it?
can it be more than that?
Yeah.
More than
Suppose
220.
your building is line is 110 volt. Bulb is designed for 220. But in your line voltage is only 110. Then what will happen if you connect that bulb in that? Its performance will be less. So this is the main point. The bulb designed for 110 volt, if you use in 220 volt, it won't burn, but it will work, but it won't give the full performance. The output will be less. The output power from that will be, but 110 volt, if you use in 220, it will fuse. 220 volt bulb we can use in 110, but performance will be less. It won't give that much light, or the device will not work properly. Its output will be less. Got it? But a 110 volt bulb, if you use in 220 volt line, it will burn. If a device is designed for 110 volt, we cannot use that in 220. It will fuse. These 2 points are clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In your building, you check all the devices.
Yes, sir.
So power will be different, but potential will be same for all devices in a circuit. Now see this equation of power. All of you listen here. Power P equal to V square by R. Isn't it? What is R here? What is this R? Power P equal to V square by R, where V is the potential in a circuit, potential difference in a circuit, that will be common for all devices. So in your room, there is a bulb of 5 watts, there is a fan of 60 watts, and there is an AC of 2000 watts. Now my question is, out of these three devices, which is having highest internal resistance?
So the LED bulb.
Very good. In a circuit, the first point is that the smallest power device, the LED bulb, is having highest internal resistance. Then you see this equation. If the internal resistance of the bulb is the highest one, so current will be minimum. That will take minimum current.
Yeah.
Minimum.
The smallest
Minimum.
current. So in your room right now, when you are studying from the room online class, which device is consuming minimum current?
Bulb.
The LED bulb is consuming minimum current. Why? Why?
So because it has
Because its
Resistance
internal
is
resistance
less.
is highest. Its internal
Oh, yeah,
resistance is
highest.
highest. Why? Again. Its internal resistance is the
because-
maximum. Why?
so because P is
Because its
Because the
power
power
is
is
less.
more.
If power is less, resistance will
Power
be
is
more.
less.
Got it?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. In your room, can you tell which device is having smallest internal resistance?
The AC.
If highest is the power, then smallest will be the internal resistance. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Means AC is 2000 watts, power is 2000 watts, LED bulb only 5 watts. So 2000 watts means resistance will be the
Very
smallest. That is the main idea here needed. What is the main idea? In a circuit, the device with the highest power will have smallest internal resistance. So if internal resistance is smallest, current will be highest. Now we start the advantages of parallel combination of resistors. Now imagine you are connecting the devices in series like this. We can connect in series also, isn't it? But normally we connect in parallel. In parallel means we have a common live wire and common neutral wire, and to this common wire one bulb is connected here, one point is connected here, another here. So one wire of the device will be connected to live, other should be connected to neutral. Like this is the connection. So all will have a common live wire and common neutral wire. This is called parallel connection. Suppose I am connecting in series like this. Okay, and if I connect a switch here to operate this one, if I fix a switch here and one switch here and one switch here, okay, there are three switches here. If I switch on the first one, this bulb will start glowing?
If you switch on.
No. Why not? Because here it is open, here it is open, so the current cannot complete the circuit. It is an open circuit, current will not flow. I connect a switch here at this point. Okay, here I am giving a switch, and if I switch on that, this bulb can function. So if I connect a switch at this point, then if I switch on, current can flow from the live wire through the filament to the neutral. It will function. Got it?
Yeah.
And this bulb, if there is a switch here, then if you switch on that one, then only this bulb will start functioning. But here in series, if you want to see this bulb working, you need to switch on here, you need to switch on here, you need to switch on here. All switches should be on. Then only current can flow in the paths. Then only the circuit will be completed. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the first point? In parallel combination, advantage of parallel combination is that in parallel combination, each device can be controlled by,
Can you repeat?
in parallel combination, each device can be controlled by separate switches. Here you can connect a one switch for this bulb, and here for the next one, here for the next one. In series, is it possible?
No, sir.
Then
Yes.
next, second point. Now listen all of you. Suppose anyway we are
There is-
connecting in series circuit and we are giving all together only one switch. Okay, all are switched on, and all the bulbs start glowing. All are working. All the switches are on. And during that time, okay, all the bulbs started glowing. And during that time, suppose this bulb is fused, this filament is burned. Then what will happen?
All will.
All will stop for work, isn't it? If this filament is burned, then current cannot flow through that. There is a gap here. It is melted. So current will not flow this way.
Yes, sir.
If this bulb is burned, if this filament is burned, then current cannot pass this way. So other two bulbs also will stop functioning. That is a disadvantage of series combination. Means if any one device is burnt or damaged, all other devices will stop working in series. But you see in parallel combination, suppose this is parallel combination, common live and common neutral for all devices. There are three bulbs here. Now, suppose this bulb is burnt, this filament is burnt. Is there any problem for this bulb?
No.
No problem,
Yes, sir.
because if this is burnt, that will not function. But this can function. Live wire is there. It can take the current through the live wire and it will go through the neutral wire. It will start glowing. The defect in any one of the device will not affect the working of the other devices. Now the third point. Now suppose we are using devices in series combination. Suppose this is one is bulb and another one is an AC, another one is a fan. Imagine like that. Different devices connected in series like this. Okay. Suppose this is a fan. This I am converting into a fan, and this is an AC, and they have some internal resistance. Now, the AC is having 2000 watts power, 2000 watts. The fan is nearly 60 watts, and the bulb is only 5 watts. It is an LED bulb. Now, can you tell me in series what will be the current flowing through all of them? Current will be same in series, isn't it? But actually, the current needed for 5 watts, you can see from here. V equal to power equal to V into I. V same for all. V same for all, 220 volt. But AC is having power 2000 watts. 2000 watts AC working in 220 volt. It need only 5 ampere current. So which device need maximum current here? AC working with the power 2000 watts. That need maximum current, isn't it? The bulb need minimum current.
Yes.
Is it possible in series circuit?
No.
No. In series circuit, all of them can take only one current, same current. Is it justice? Or you imagine right now you are at home, okay? Another example. Suppose you have an elder brother, okay, he is studying in university, you are studying in 10th standard, and also you have a small sister studying in LKG. Suppose your mother is giving same amount of food. Suppose your KG student, that LKG small sister, how much food is given to that small sister? The same amount of food is serving to all of you. Your mother is serving the same amount of food to your sister, same to you, same to your elder brother. Is it justice?
No.
No.
Who need maximum food?
Elder brother.
Elder brother.
Because he has more power, he is doing more work, isn't it?
Yes.
And the LKG sister is only an LED bulb, only 5 watts. It need only very less current, very less food items, isn't it?
Yes. Sir.
That is true for the device also. And is it possible if it is connected in series?
No.
No.
They should be connected in parallel.
Parallel.
When you connect the devices in parallel, now you can see from the circuit. Now if you imagine this is a bulb and this one is a fan, the last one is a AC. Imagine like that. Okay. Out of this, which is having smallest internal resistance? AC
the
will
AC.
have smallest
LED bulb.
internal resistance, correct? So AC can take maximum current. We can see here from I equal to V by R. Potential difference between these two lines is 220. All are getting 220. Which is having smallest resistance, that will take more current, isn't it?
Yes. Sir.
So AC can take maximum current. And if the LED bulb is this one, sorry, it is having maximum internal resistance. Since the bulb is having maximum internal resistance, it will take minimum current only.
Yes, sir.
This idea is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So listen here, in an electrical circuit, the highest power device will have minimum internal resistance, and if the resistance is minimum, that will take maximum current.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the lowest power device will have highest resistance, R is maximum, then current will be minimum.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So write down the next point. In parallel combination, each device can draw enough current from the main line. This is the main line. So each device can draw enough current from the main line. Is it possible in series circuit?
No.
No, all will get same current only. That is not justice. The device with the high power should get maximum current. The device with minimum power should get minimum current. That is possible only in parallel combination.
Yes, sir.
Now the fourth point, as I told you in the beginning, when we are buying electrical appliances, electrical devices, you have to see at the back side whether it is designed for 220 volt or 110 volt. In our building, if it is 220 volt, all should be given 220 volt. All devices should be designed for 220 volt. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
can we get same potential difference for all devices in series combination?
No.
No. In series combination already we have written V1, V2, V3, and then we added V1 plus V2 plus V3, that is equal to the total voltage of the cell, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
When we add V1 plus V2 plus V3, that is equal to the total potential difference provided by the cell. But in parallel, what was the case? V will be same for all, but current will be different, correct? So write down the next point, fourth point. In parallel combination, all devices can be given same potential difference. All devices can be given same potential difference. How many points over?
4.
4.
Now the last one, fifth one. Remember, in series combination, if R1, R2, R3 are the different resistance of the devices, what will be the total resistance? R series. In
R
series
is-
combination,
R is
equivalent
series.
resistance will be equal to R series equal to
RC.
R1 plus R2 plus
R2 plus
R3. It means what? It means that in series circuit, all resistance will be added up, and the total resistance will be maximum. So the entire circuit will have highest resistance. Okay, but if
Yes, sir.
resistors are connected in parallel, like this in parallel, Then what is the equation for total resistance in parallel combination? 1 by Rp equal to, if Rp is the equivalent resistance of parallel combination, 1 by Rp is equal to
RP is 1
1
by
by
R1. R1
1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2
plus 1 by R3.
plus 1 by R3. If you calculate the total resistance in this method by this equation, 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now after taking LCM and finding the Rp value in parallel combination of resistors, the total resistance in the circuit will be smaller than the smallest in the combination, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Smaller than the smallest in the combination.
Combination.
So in this case, the total resistance of the circuit will be smaller than the smallest, which is having smallest resistance, like the AC, which is high power will have smallest resistance. Less than that will be the total resistance of the entire building. That is the fifth point, last point, write down. In parallel combination, the total resistance in the circuit will be a minimum.